Hi folks, tonight I want to do some shout outs to show you my two new pipes, to do a review on Pirate Cake and just have a little chatette, not necessarily in that order. I'm smoking my rosewood pipe and in it I've got some Pirate Cake. It's not going to be an in-depth review because I'm useless at them. So you may wonder why I should review it at all. But we shall see. Pirate Cake is certainly a very, very nice smoke. You can see how it's broken up if I just shake this a little. Let's just bring it back a bit. I don't know whether you can, yeah, you can see that. It's a lovely rich tobacco, very dark. The cake breaks up very well, and it's a very, very nice cake to handle. Again, you can see that it's a mixture of dark and lights, and it reminds me very much of 10 Russians, and I'm trying to decide which is stronger. I personally think maybe 10 Russians is slightly stronger, but I know some people have said that Pirate Cake's the stronger of the two. It's a very nice smoke. It's very smooth. It's very easy to light, and it burns very satisfactorily. It's one of those smokes that it smells of, you could smell the latakia in it, I think, and it's like a very rich blend, a very rich bulk, and I haven't looked at the tobaccos that are in it because I don't like to prejudge something. So you probably think I maybe get the different types of tobacco wrong, but the thing I like about it, as I said, is it's easy to light, it's easy to break up, and it makes a very, very comfortable smoke. And I think it's got a fair amount of nicotine in, although that's impossible for me to tell. I'm using my magic wand tamper. I'll say a bit more at the end of the video when I've worked down the bowl a bit, but I want to show you some of my new pipes. You may remember I got a Christmas pipe last week, and when I was getting it, I saw that Ben Wade had what was called an Albert's Theory pipe. And you can see there is Albert Einstein's E equals mc squared. I couldn't resist getting the pipe. It's a lovely square stem on it, and the mouthpiece tapers. It's a fairly big end to the mouthpiece, but it smokes well, it sits in the mouth well, and it has sort of a combination of square and round on the pipe, and you can see it's sort of sandblasted but not overdone. I got it especially because of the link with Albert Einstein. Working at the observatory and learning more and more about astrophysics, it became one of my favourite things, and it was Einstein got it wrong in his theory. Well, he didn't get it wrong, he got it right. But he actually changed the theory because of no one thinking at the time. And he said it was the worst mistake he ever made, because later on it was found that his original theory had been right. It had worked out about everything, whereas the change he made brought in an error. But anyway, that's too much of that. But I got another pipe as well. You know my love of the Shire, and this is a Doran pipe. It has a 9mm filter, as does the Einstein pipe. It's slightly longer than the Friddo, and I got the sandblasted bowl. But it's one of those pipes that I really think suits me. As does all pipes. I mean, when you're as beautiful as me, you. So those are the two new pipes. You may notice that I've changed a bit. I've finally found a look that I like with the beard. It was very long and sort of straggly here, and my hair was sort of all over the place, and I decided it was best to take the hair off and trim the beard down at the side and just leave the fullness where I've got it, so I can grow that long and see how it goes. My weight's coming off very well. I lost 3 pounds last week, and I'm hoping that I'll get down to under 17 stone at the next weigh-in. If I do, then I'll have lost over 3 stone since I started the diet. And I've started a bit more exercise. I went for a walk on Sunday, which was a 2-hour walk, nearly an hour and a half, 4.9 kilometres, and it nearly killed me. They took us up a hill in the walk. It was supposed to be a health walk for people who were unfit. Well, I showed them just how unfit I was. I had to stop at the top of the hill to recover. And then on Wednesday, I walked twice round the lake at Killingworth. Which at full speed took me about 3/4 of an hour. So that's going well. I've been accepted for the yoga class. And I'm looking forward to that, really looking forward to it. It's run by a couple of nurses who took up yoga when they were ill and gradually found it very helpful, and then wanted to pass their knowledge on as they trained to other people who are interested in yoga. And they're running a men's class, because they know that men find it difficult to go into the classroom with women straight away when there's only 1 or 2 of them. But I think there'll be about 4 of us, or 6 of us at the men's only class. I said I had some shout-outs, and I do. There are people who have subbed to me since the last video I put up. Not all of them produce videos, but it would be well worth giving them a visit and showing them some love by subscribing to them. first one is DavyW, then another David Stone, Colin Kelly, and John McHargue, and they'll be down in the bucket at the end of the video with their linked addresses so that you can easily find them. That's dropped me lighter, so I shall use a match just to pep up things. Carolyn sat in her chair reading and giving me the occasional look that says, "You're making a real mess of this video." I don't know what to say, really. The only update I've got on Mick is that he and Pam went to Scarborough, which is one of the seaside towns in the north of England, on the northeast coast. And I think they enjoyed it, but Mick was very, very tired and slept quite a bit. But I think he enjoyed getting out and stuff, being with Pam and just being somewhere different. But I'll let you know how they go on when I know a bit more. As for me, I visit the doctor during this week. She's got the suggestion back from the haematologist as to what they should do with me and my dicky spleen. It might just be to take some form of tablet medication, but I think that they might suggest that I have the spleen removed, which doesn't bother me. In fact, losing weight's going to help that, I think. I want to just think about those people who are suffering under the tornado and the storms that have hit Florida and around that area, and wish them the best and hope that things have quietened down a bit. It must have been really terrible under the beginning of that storm. It's something that you become aware of when you're a member of the community, and we live sort of all over the place. You tend to watch the news a bit more, or at least I do, to see where people are living and see whether there's anything on the news. And that storm I saw building up and thought, ooh, I'm glad I don't have to suffer that. I'm not going to go on much longer, except to say that this pirate cake is developing into a really nice, tasty smoke. I can taste the Latakia type taste in it. It's got a slightly smoky taste. Not over much so, and the retrohale's quite pleasant. There's no pepperiness about it. It's a nice cool smoke. It's a smoke that I think would make a nice evening after dinner smoke with a nice whiskey or bourbon, or even a glass of red wine or a port if you're that way inclined. And it certainly will be amongst one of my rotations. I think it is reminiscent a little bit of 10 Russians, but I don't think it's as coarse as 10 Russians. I'm not saying that 10 Russians is in any way inferior, but it is a stronger, rougher tobacco. This is smoother. And I think it is slightly less nicotine. But I would advise anybody who hasn't tried it to give it a try. And if you've smoked 10 Russians, then give it a try and see what you think. See whether you think it's better or the same or slightly less. It's certainly worth a smoke. I'm going to end there because I'm going to bed soon, because I want to read a book on archaeology and on Saxon religion, with the modern results of archaeology. It's the pagan religions of the ancient British Isles. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I'm going to finish, as usual, by wishing you all the best and sending the most positive thoughts I can to you. Those of you who believe in God, may you be richly blessed. May you be strong in your faith, and may each day lead you into wisdom and strength, and may each day be a blessing to you. And whatever God or gods you believe in or don't believe in, remember that we belong to the fellowship of the pipe, and the pipe's well known for bringing a sense of meditation, a sense of peace, an ability to think. And I can just imagine Einstein with his pipe in his mouth, thinking and thinking and coming up with that lovely theory, E equals mc squared. One that's become known throughout the world, really, even if many of us don't fully understand the completeness of the theory. So be comfortable with your pipes, and may they bring you a sense of your specialness as you smoke tobacco and be part of that fellowship of the leaf. Every blessing to you all.